All right. Boy, these are the perks of local independent public radio. Another Studio C session with the Summit FM and a packed room full of our listeners here, our Summit members, for a great welcome to Mr. Foy Vance. Welcome. How's it going?
It's going good.
Thank you for making the trip, and even on your day off, because I understand there was a show in Indiana, Fort Wayne, I think, last night. Is that right? And then off to Pittsburgh tomorrow. And here it is, your big day off, and you're here for us. We appreciate it. Wow. That worked out great. So tell us about your vehicle troubles with the RV.
There have been no vehicle troubles. With, worse things happen to better people every day. Let's not complain about it.
Right. Well, hey, you're on the road. You're singing songs and playing music, so it's neat to have you here. So let's jump in and do a song real quick first, and then I have to ask you about your last visit to Akron. So rack your brain. We got to see if you remember this. But how about a first song? What do you want to play first for us today?
I'll play a song called "She Burns" first, and then I'll rack my brain to remember being in Akron.
Yep.
She is a little explosion of hope, never turns the lights down low. She can go there if you wanna go. There are no markings on the country roads, no sign to show the way back home. But when you get there, you won't wanna go. I've frozen over my desire, covered up in virgin snow. But when I stand beside her, she burns, yeah. Well, she burns like petrol, soap, paper, and fireworks. And I'm burning so deep that just breathing hurts. I'm melting, darling, I can't let go. She likes to lay under the covers on, pretend that everywhere's our home. It keeps me warm right to my very soul. We get so tangled up, it's hard to know what is hers and what's my own. Vines at the bottom of an olive grove. I'd frozen over my desire, I'd covered up in virgin snow. But when I stand beside her, she burns, yeah. Oh, she burns like petrol, soap, paper, and fireworks. And I'm burning, yeah, I'm burning so deep that just breathing hurts. I'm melting, darling, I can't let go. I'm melting, darling, I can't let go. I'm melting, darling, I can't let go. I can't let go. It's all in the way you held. It was all in the way you held. covered up in virgin snow. When I stand beside her, she burns, yeah, she burns like petrol, salt, paper, and fireworks. And I'm burning, I'm burning, I'm burning so deep, just breathing hurts. I'm melting, darling, I can't let go. I'm melting, darling, I can't let go. Oh, I'm melting, darling, and I can't let go.
All right, you are listening to a Wayside Furniture Blind and Sons Studio C session, live, completely sold out at capacity in Studio C with our Summit members. And how about another hand, ladies and gentlemen, for Foy Vance? Yes. Well, and Foy, welcome back. Although this is your first time that you did an in-studio session at the radio station, but that song that you just did, She Burns, was from the 2016 album Wild Swan. Well, on that tour, on that promotional run, you had come to Akron to do an in-store at one of our record stores back at like 2016, I think it was. Is anyone in the room? Was anyone there? It was at Hollow Bone Records in Fairlawn area. A few people. Chad was there. Chad's always there.
I was there.
And Foy was there. Yeah, so this is great because we've been waiting ever since for you to actually come in and do, a live session and do something at the radio station.
There's a hint of blame in that.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't holding out on you. I just haven't been around,
Yeah. Well, no, I think, things got busy, and then we all went through 2020 and 2021, and that put everything on the sideline for a minute. But all of a sudden, you look up, and it's 10 years since Joy of Nothing. So tell us about the 10th anniversary and the new re-release of this Joy of Nothing album.
Well, first I was surprised that it was 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm not so good with time at the best of times, but that was quite a shock. A lot's happened. And my manager was like, we should do something to celebrate this record, because it denotes the worst moment in your life, so let's celebrate that. Remember that hardest year you've ever had? Let's go back and raise a glass to that.
Right.
So we did. There were a few songs there that I'd recorded at the time. They're on the new anniversary edition. Tigers and Concerning the Horizon and another Aberfeldy, another song. Mm-hmm. I'd recorded them at the time, and I don't know why they never made the record at the time. I think probably something boring and pragmatic. I don't remember.
Right, sure.
But I made the decision not to put them on there, and so we thought, well, let's re-release it with those. Yeah.
So those songs do date back to the original sessions and that original time frame.
Yes, in fact, Concerning the Horizon was from the very first day. So I was looking for a producer to draw alongside for that record because I kind of knew what I wanted, and I'd gone in the studio with a couple of people to see if it would work with them, and the last person I went in with was Michael Keeney, the guy that ended up doing it.
Okay.
We went in, and on the first day we recorded 3 songs. They were Feel For Me, Guiding Light, and Concerning the Horizon. So it was recording those 3 songs. It was like, okay, this is going to work. We speak the same language. This is the right setup. It was recorded out in the wilds at Donegal, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
So that was from the very first day, like the decision day, if you like, the demo day. Can we work together?
So
that was the end of that story. You
and
look
that
like
was
you're.
Yeah.
Was that not enough?
No, that's perfect because, well, and so now 10 years later, so what have you learned along the way from that album, from those stories and that song and that painful period, like you mentioned? Like here you are revisiting that 10 years later.
That's a big question for daytime radio. I've learned a lot. Trying not to be facetious here.
Right.
You know what? I guess the one thing that has stayed true, that's been a plumb line, if you like, from then until now, is to just enjoy whatever. You know, the joy of nothing is essentially the joy of everything, if you like. You know what I mean? The joy of the mundane. You know, let's face it, most of our lives. I know people could look at my life and think it's, you know, wow, all that singing on stage, and maybe it's kind of feels a bit glitzy and glammy or whatever. But really, you know, this morning we were in a Fort Wayne car park trying to get the RV fixed, you know. Yeah. And then last night I walked into the bathroom in the hotel and it smelled like dog food because we're traveling with Bonnie's dog. You know what I mean? Like there's like real, like just normal. To find that has remained with me, that sort of trying to seek to be content.
Yeah.
Come what may type thing.
It's kind of interesting because your mundane is probably different from a lot of other people's, but there's still that thing. Do you like going on the road, like through Ohio in January like this? Like you still like getting out there? And
nobody likes going through Ohio in January. No, I'm joking. Ohio is the best place to be in January.
Yeah, that's right.
There's nowhere better to be in January than Ohio. Yeah, do you know what? It's like it's something that I've accepted. God's honest truth. I like being at home. You know, you're saying my mundane's different than your mundane, but I kind of, you know, the grass is always greener. I guess I long for your mundane. I can't remember who it was said it, but an artist said at one time, you know, be mundane in your life, so as you can be violent in your work. You know, so like. Wake up same time, do the same routines every day in the same place. See, you know, I envy people with that life. I know people with that life are like, wow, it must be great to be in Ohio in January. But I long for a bit of that.
Well, Mr. Foy Vance joins us here in Studio C for Summit members. How about another song? Which one do you want to do next year?
Let's do one off Signs of Life. Let's do Signs of Life, actually. You remember the words of this? Yeah? Let's have Bonnie Bishop come up and join me for this one. Come on, Bonnie. Soon the sun was sure to rise. Every morning, time after time. No longer longing all through the night. No more need to muster up a fight. Just you becoming and the passing of time. All through the ages, we die, we're born. It matters not how far we run, we all return to form. Take empty empty stages without an ounce of fear. See, you and I, we started out from nothing, that we're here. Spark like a fire, lick like a flame. There's no need for them to know your name. Don't dare get tired till you hear the last bell ring. Don't ever lie down, but don't be afraid to cry. There's no need to even wonder why. It's just you becoming and the passing of time. All through the ages, we die, we're born. It matters not how far we run, we all return to form. Take empty stages without an ounce of fear. See, you and I, we started out from nothing, that we're here. Don't let it overcome you. Don't let the hours roll on. Oh, we are only here a while, and we're such a long time gone. All through the ages, we die, we're born. It matters not how far we run, we all return to form. Take empty stages without an ounce of fear. See, you and I, we started out from nothing, now we're here. Don't let it overcome you. Don't let the hours roll on. Ah, we are only here a while, and we're such a long time gone.
All right. Live in Studio C with our Summit FM members, it's Foy Vance and Bonnie Bishop as well, doing a live acoustic session here for Summit members. And this tour will, in fact, take them to Pittsburgh and City Winery Pittsburgh on Tuesday, and then some upcoming shows in the Washington, D.C., Northern Virginia area, and Wilmington, Delaware. And you're on the road into February with this, couple weeks. And then, Foy, what else is happening this year? What's on your big agenda for 24?
Well, you know what? It's arguably the best bit of all this, standing on stage and singing songs and then people clapping. Then after all that, I get to go home and become the least important person in my house.
Yep.
Yeah, I just go home. I got some time with the kids for a few months. I think I've got looking at some more shows later on in the year, but like we're talking about the sort of the mundane existence. I think you need a bit of that. I need to be home for a while. Basically, I would have nothing to write about if I just spent the whole time in an RV.
That's what I was just going to ask. Is that where the songs kind of germinate from? Is living life?
Yeah, but also I guess some people can write on the road. I'm not one of those people though. And in fairness, I don't know a lot of folk that are like that. It's like the dust never settles.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
the road's great for new experience. You know, constantly seeing new things, meeting new people, experiencing new energies or whatever, which is great. But then if that's all there is, and there's no time to stop and distill and let define some kind of sediment that you could build something on, then you're just floating around. I think that's why some people that get kind of stuck in that cycle.
Sure.
You know.
Yep.
You know, I can see that it becomes addictive. You know what I mean? You can just stay in another world.
Yeah.
Especially if you're self-medicating.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that is known to happen in the music world and rock and roll, right? So now you mentioned the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You have a couple kids. Tell us a little bit about your kids and their ages.
I got 3 kids.
3 kids.
Yes, 3 kids and 2 ex-wives.
Okay.
You know, racking up rings like an oak tree up here, mate. My boys are 6 and 3. My daughter is going to be 21 in July.
Oh, wow.
I know,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think not to be a weirdo, but I think I met your kids on the Delbert cruise. Do you
Yes.
remember that's where we spent some time together?
Yeah, you
on
would
the
have met
Delbert
Ella.
McClinton cruise a few years ago. They call it the Sandy Beaches cruise each year in January. Do you like doing that like, that showboat, getting on stage, music cruises, all of that?
It's not my favorite.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite. It's like the gigs are good. I like the gigs.
Yeah.
But you know what? You know what I like about gigging, and it's not just as a performer. I like this when I go to see a show. I like them to appear and then disappear. It's like I don't know where they came from, and I don't know where they're going, and I don't want
Right.
and I don't want to know anything in between. It's like that bit I want to remain a mystery because I want to keep it that way. The mystery's more interesting than smelling dog food in a hotel toilet. You know what I mean?
Right. Totally.
It's like so. No, I prefer to kind of roll on stage, sing my songs, and then roll off stage, leave them singing, and then So on a boat, that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, you're living amongst those people,
Yeah. You're scurrying around, it's not,
Yeah.
But they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I would do. I don't know how I feel about it personally, post-COVID world. But before COVID, it was great.
Yeah, right.
But I have to ask too. You are kind of like that with your music. Kind of the mystery of who is the artist, and like you said, scurrying away right afterwards. So in today's world, part of the musician job is social media, videos. What are you doing at all times? Accessibility. How do you feel about all of that?
That's pretty evident if you go to my Instagram how I feel about it. We've done a bit of that again behind the scenes stuff on this tour, haven't we? Bonnie and I have been doing a thing called kitchen karaoke in the RV.
Okay.
Which like just cooking some food, and I bought a karaoke machine from a truck stop, and we sing Garth Brooks and Black Velvet and all that kind of stuff. But with regards to like, here's what I'm doing today. Here's what I'm doing every day. This is what I'm having for breakfast. This is like even the people that think they want to know, they don't really want to know that.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're better off not knowing that.
Right.
And there's something about that world that it's insidious. Social media. You know what I mean? So I don't want. I want to engage with it like professionally in the same way as I engage with it personally, which is carefully,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's that natural that I can in the space of 10 seconds figure out there's an earthquake in Japan, someone has passed away back at home, and a cat fell into a pool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like seriously though, it's like you're scrolling through and you see these devastating things, and oh, that's terrible. Oh, look, that's funny. Oh, that's terrible. And it's like it's quite desensitizing.
Right. Well, the amount of messages that your brain is taking in, I don't know if humans are supposed to.
Yeah, right. It's like being constantly on tour.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
It's like touring around the world with just with a finger.
Like at 24/7, all hours.
Yeah.
You might even stop and buy a karaoke machine. I
Yeah.
want to hear more about that too. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
At a truck stop, you just found this, huh?
Yeah, truck stop. That's a bit of a naughty word in the van because I wanna stop at the mall. I don't know what it is. It's like, well, I live where I live. It's in the middle. Like you really need to mean to go.
Yeah.
To where I live, it's like you don't just pass through. It's in the middle of a valley in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So like I'm like a kid in a candy store out here. You know, like Walmart. Wow. Let's go. I can get dungarees and a basketball and some pellets for a gun. This is great. I'm getting it all. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty amazing the society we live in today, right?
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, Twinkies and catapults. It's great.
Yes. Well, Foy Vance is here. It's another Studio C session on the Summit FM. Our guest, Foy Vance. Which song next do you have for us here? Another one with Bonnie?
Yeah, something that we both know.
Okay.
Let's do something from Joy of Nothing. You and I. We'll do a song called You and I. Yeah. Inspired by another Bonnie. The OG.
Well, tomorrow may not be like any other day. It's so hard to know now what with the collectively. See, lately they've been swinging high the wrecking ball, chipping dirt in the foundations I spent so long upon, making sure they would be strong. But you and I, we are hard as stone. You and I, we are hard as stone. And I may empty out my pockets in the light one day, but then I turn my back and I will simply walk away. And they may think it over and reach out their hand, but I've long since disappeared by them like water in the sand. Well, now you see, gold was all that they had planned, but you and I, we are hard as stone. You and I, we are hard as stone. They're like pawns on a tack, and I'm back here castling, trying to find my feet and find my joie de vivre again. I can't make it on my own, I may need something strong that I can build new hope upon. And everybody needs a little hope sometimes. You and I, we are hard as stone. You and I, we are hard as stone. You and I. You and I. You and
Did someone just say nice?
Pretty great. Pretty great. There we
Joe, I gotta tell you this.
Yeah.
You know that moment between the music ending and waiting to clap?
Yes.
That sort of like stillness, the tide is still out.
Yeah.
We were playing a gig in Denver, and at the end of the song, every single song of the night, this guy at the very front row, in that stillness, would go, "Nice!" All night. It's become like a catchphrase on tour now. You know.
I think it's going to become a catchphrase here in Studio C, as
Yeah,
a matter
right.
of fact. Yeah. Nice. I could see Chad doing that, actually. Yeah.
It sticks. It's a really good. Nice.
Nice. Very good. It's Foy Vance, our guest for Studio C here on the Summit. And we've got a full room of Studio C members here enjoying this performance. Your only appearance in the Akron / Greater Cleveland, Northeast Ohio area, because you got Pittsburgh tomorrow. You were in Indiana yesterday. And that's the power of the Summit Radio. We got it. We got them to stop by and do this session. Summit members, give yourselves a hand. But we've been fans and supporters of your music for a while, and I'm trying to get the timeline down, because Joy of Nothing originally in 2013 was with Glassnote Records, but then the next album was with the Gingerbread Man imprint, which is Ed Sheeran's label. Is he still doing that Gingerbread Man and everything, or is he too busy nowadays?
Well, I hope so, because I'm still on the label.
Oh, good. Okay.
Do you know something I don't?
Oh, that's right. We weren't supposed to tell you till after. I forgot. Yes.
I gotta come to Akron to find out I'm sacked.
Well, how embarrassing. But my question is, I'm trying to slyly bring up Ed Sheeran, because he was a pretty big deal at that point, but not like #1 pop star artist in the world. So how did your affiliation with him and that label kind of come about?
Well, my affiliation with him happened very naturally. He saw me at a show that I was playing a festival, and he's a big fan of a band called Nizlopi. In fact, he guitar tech for them for a while, and they were at this festival, and I just happened to be playing after them, so he caught my set, and then from then he liked what he heard, so he got his dad to bring him to something like 40 shows. They went to see so many shows over the next coming years. So then when he started writing and got his first deal to release that first album, he was reaching out to people, anyone that he'd kind of come across on his way up.
Yeah.
To say, do you want to write or whatever? So that's how we got in contact then, and just sort of stayed in contact ever since, really.
It's pretty neat. I mean, seeing, he's another one that started here on stations like ours, like Music Discovery or Adult Alternative or Non-Commercial, whatever you want to call our format, and then just ballooned up into an international pop star. That's still pretty important, the idea of sharing music and singing songs and just bringing fans along the way. What's your take on the music biz side of things today? What advice would you have for artists on the rise?
Artists on the rise?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't know. For artists, I would say make the art that you love. Find what you love and do what you love. Do it as often as you can and leave it at that. With regards to the whole industry side, that's never been my thing, really, to be honest. I don't feel like I'm in the industry. I feel like I'm in music. Mm-hmm. And I feel like there has to be some kind of cross pollination. You know, I need to pay my rent type thing, but
Right,
but I can't.
yeah.
But I can't. I don't ever want to have to think about that. So I've got a good manager.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's what I would say to artists on the rise. Get a really good manager. Get someone that really cares about that industry side, and then they can do that, and you can, because they really are two different camps. And I'm speaking from experience. I tried to inhabit both camps. Like before I'd released, in fact, when I released my first album, Hope, I turned down a couple of deals because of just the nature of what they said they wanted to do with me. I was like, nah, it's not going to work for me. So I set up my own label.
Yeah.
So I did. So I kind of walked that knife edge for a while of industry and music,
Yep.
and yeah, it's. I realized I never wanted to ever do that again.
Right.
I learned a lot, but you know the main thing that I learned is like, here's music, here's industry, and if industry disappeared today, music would thrive.
Right.
Music would continue to, right?
Yeah.
It would thrive, and in fact, it might even get more interesting because you wouldn't have these people going, "Yeah, don't you think it should be a bit shorter?" You know what I mean? I don't know why I made them English. Sorry. That's a Freudian slip there, was it? Yeah. Any chance of getting something not about your dead dad? Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting though, because you know there are some artists that like that like business hustle or whatever, but then there are certainly other artists that the art is what the music, that's what they do, that's what they want to do. So that's good advice about the manager. So when you bring in a manager, what do they kind of do? What do they help along the way?
Well, I mean, it really is how long's a piece of string.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, which we all know the answer to. It's twice as long as it is halved.
That's good too.
Right? Yeah. I really don't know. When it comes to industry stuff, I don't know. I only know my own path, and my own path has been less of a sort of surgical approach and more like a moth bumping into lights here and there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just
Yep.
following my interest and then trying, you know, like become a genuine people person. If you're a genuine people person, 9 times out of 10 you can read people, as long as you try not to project onto them like what you want from them or whatever. You know, I want you to get me here, I want you to get me there. If you genuinely just kind of listen, like audibly and visually listen, watch, read people, and see who they are, choose the best people to work with, and there you go. I don't know. Good luck.
Yeah. Well said.
Good luck.
Said.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, one thing's for sure. If you're an artist and you're out there, like, you're going to get shafted sooner or later. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, someone's going to take advantage of you sooner or later. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's just going to happen. That's par for the course. And don't whinge about it. You know what I mean? Just get on with it. Worse things happen to better people. That's my mantra.
Mm-hmm. A good mantra, yes. Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Foy Vance is our guest here in Studio C. And how about one more song here today?
The road is wide, water's around on either side, and my shadow in the fading light is stretching out towards the night. Cause the sun is low, and I get I've still so far to go, and my lonely heart is beating so tired of the wander. But there's a sign ahead, though I think it's the same one again. And I'm thinking about my only friend. so I find my way home. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. Oh, the air is cold. Yonder lies my sleeping soul. By the branches broke like bones. This weekend tree no longer holds them. Oh, but the night is still. I have not yet lost my will. Oh, and I will keep on moving until I find my way home. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. So lead me on, lead me strong, like the road I walk on. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding light. When I need to get home, you're my guiding light. You're my guiding
Thank you, Tommy Bishop.
I think I speak for the whole room when I say, nice! There we go. Foy Vance. Nice! Foy Vance live in Studio C, another Wayside Furniture and Blind & Sons Studio C for Summit members. And I'm Brad Savage with Mr. Foy Vance. Now, before we go, I have to give you a funny anecdote that hopefully you'll get a kick out of and see the humor. But I have to ask about Vance Joy, who's also like part of the same overall label group, like Atlantic Electra, like you're like sort of affiliated. Yeah, but I don't think you have the same crew or anyway, long story short, Vance Joy, who, you know, you both kind of came out at a similar time, like 2012 was like your first radio push, I think. So I'm living in Virginia, my old station. They send in Vance Joy to do a radio in studio. No audience like this. It was just back and forth. So I asked him, I'm like, hey, well, you must have got your name out there a lot because you had that recent iTunes single of the week, song of the week, the free download of the week on iTunes store. And he says, no, I didn't. And I'm like, no, I'm sure you did. I saw it on there. I downloaded it on my phone. So I open up my phone, scroll through, and no, it wasn't Vance Joy. It was Foy Vance, who had the iTunes Song of the Week.
Yeah.
So I made a great first impression on Vance Joy there, too.
Don't worry about him.
Yeah, right. Have you met him along the way, or have you gotten the mix-up before?
I have met him, actually. I met him in New York. And as soon as I realized who it was, I made a beeline for him.
Yeah, perfect.
And I said, "What's your name?" I don't even remember what it was. James is his name? James? Or
Oh, yeah, I think
Alex?
so,
He
yeah.
said,
Yeah.
James. And I said, so Vance Joy isn't even your real name?
Right.
I was like, I'm Foy Vance, just released Joy of Nothing. Foy Vance, Joy of Nothing. See the problem here? Yeah. Yeah, I was kind of. I mean, I was joking, but I was also drinking pretty heavily at the time, and with my Northern Irish brogue, it doesn't always come across as a joke, you know.
Yes.
I think he was a bit frightened. He was thinking, "Oh, I might be in trouble with this dude."
Right.
I was like, "No, you're all right. I love that song you write."
That's pretty good. I wasn't sure if I should share that story or not.
Back in the knife box, Mr. Sharp. That was a joke. He's written lots of great songs.
Nice. All right. Well, this has been a really good, memorable session with our friend Foy Vance, and just excellent. No, thanks for making time on your day off and coming in for Summit members and stopping through good old Akron here. And we wish you continued success on the road and back home later this year as well. So one more hand, everybody. Give it up for Foy Vance.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes.